The grandmother had been watching the Mastiff for 5 days before she understood what she was watching. When she understood, she called her daughter immediately. She said, "The dog is not watching the baby. The dog is watching the door." Nora was 69 years old, a retired school principal. She had the specific habit of observation developed by someone who spent 35 years watching large groups of people and learning to see what was actually happening rather than what appeared to be happening. She had come to help with 3-month-old Theo and had been sharing the house with their 2-year-old Fawn Mastiff Titan. Titan was enormous, gentle, with the calm authority of a dog who has decided the household is his responsibility. What Nora noticed on day 2 was Titan's orientation at specific times of day. Every morning between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, Titan sat facing the front door. Not the baby, not the family, the front door. He sat there for approximately 20 minutes and then resumed his usual household circulation. On day 5, she mentioned it to her daughter, Kezia. Kezia said, "He always does that, something about the mail." Nora said, "Is the mail at 8:30? Kezia said, "Sometimes. Maybe the carrier walks past." Nora said, "He doesn't do the same thing when other people walk past. I've been watching. Cars, neighbors, the delivery driver yesterday. None of those. Just 8:30 to 9 o'clock, the door." She had, in 5 days, established a pattern. She asked Kezia, "Who comes at 8:30? Kezia thought. She said, "Nobody regular. Paul sometimes if he takes the early train." Nora said, "Who else used to come at that time?" Subscribe now before the next detail, because what they realized when they thought through who had access to 8:30 morning visits, and what Kezia's husband found when he checked the property camera footage from the previous 2 weeks, is why the Mastiff had been at the front door every morning, and why Nora's 5-day pattern observation mattered. The property camera showed a man parking a car at 8:33 each morning, sitting for 12 to 15 minutes, and driving away. 7 mornings in a row. He had not approached the property. He had not done anything technically wrong. But Kezia recognized the car, a former colleague who had been dismissed 8 months ago, and had made in the months after a series of contact attempts that Kezia had not taken seriously. Police were called. The pattern was documented. The sitting car did not return. Titan had known for 7 mornings before any human looked out the window. Nora had been watching long enough to see what Titan was watching. A retired school principal said, "When an animal consistently faces the same direction at the same time every day, the question is not what the animal is doing. The question is what is consistently at that direction at that time." Has a grandparent's specific observational skill, shaped by their profession, ever helped interpret what your dog was alerting to? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never ask for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. The family has reviewed their security setup. Contact arrangements are in place. Titan sits at the front door less often now, specifically not at 8:33. Nora went home after 3 weeks. She told her husband, Titan knew. He was at the front door every morning telling anyone who cared to look. 5 days before I understood. 1 day before anything was done. Her husband said, "It's good you were there." She said, "It's good someone watched." Next, the husky who began sitting with the grandmother every morning, and what the family noticed about the morning she sat alone.